For me, design is all about a mood. And it's all about feeling right, in this right state of mind. It's not just about being inspired by an object. It needs to feel right internally. And I often go back to one of the most creative periods of our time, the Cubism art movement. The Cubist period was all about innovation, was all about the confidence of the time and the breakthrough of change. You know, people embraced it. They were looking at art for the very first time in a completely different way, which had never been seen before. I mean, imagine it was the early 1900s. Picasso just began painting his abstract forms. So the mood was of creativity and newness. I mean, that's the feeling I'd love to experience. And so what I often try to do is transcend into that time. And if I can feel that mood, if I can capture that moment, and I know the piece I'm working with is right, but I don't always get that mood, Melissa. So I often wonder, what if I had a potion that I could just take and evoke this mood anytime I wanted to? And that's where fragrance came into it. I mean, fragrance evokes emotion. It induces feelings. And for me, it was perfect. I wanted to create a scent that would transport me back to one of the most creative moments of our time. It encapsulates my DNA, I call it. It has the Canturi Cubism print. It's my signature print. I mean, for me at first it was obvious that it had to be that gorgeous interlocking geometric shapes. The truth is, it won't be for everybody. The fragrance, I want the wearer to feel the confidence. When I went into the project to discover that potion that I wanted, I really needed to just isolate myself from all that was happening out there. When I discovered that there was so many fragrances being launched every year, you know, what I needed to do was to create something that was unique to Canturi, not what is the trend right now, and just because a floral is popular, that I needed to follow that trend. So I really isolated myself from anything that was out there. When I first wanted to create the fragrance, I mean, so the idea was there, I was passionate, and then it was the notes. What do I use? I mean, I'm not a perfumer, but the fact is I know what I want. We worked a little bit in reverse. Instead of saying, I love Rose d'Amazon, or I love a certain scent of, I asked for a mood that I wanted to evoke. And the first mood I wanted to evoke was that mood of confidence. So we added Calabrian bergamot and mandarin leaves, and it's so uplifting, that scent. It gives you that uplifting feeling, and for me that was the confidence. The heart notes, I wanted that rich, spicy feel, and jasmine, and then we added the spice of white pepper. It was beautiful, and the spice represents the boldness of that era, and that's what I wanted to achieve. The willingness to change and to embrace change. I mean, it was really a breakthrough at that time, so I wanted to capture that. And then the bass notes became this mystical, almost meditational feel that I wanted. That's the transportation that I wanted to feel. And so we added frankincense and a beautiful woody notes, and then a hint of vanilla just to sweeten everything off. For me, it was again about that mood. So to capture it, I worked very closely with my sorcerer, I call him, to create the magical potion that I needed. Like jewelry, fragrance is the ultimate expression of who you are.